And we've got other great people from Mini Feature Night, and I'm really looking forward to hearing Annabelle come on up here. So please, Annabelle Echo, get on up here. Yay! I wonder if she would have any. Oh my God, she brought me M&Ms. You didn't have to do that.
They're always two for at CVS.
See, and I never, because I'm all the way up north, I never see them or anything. And I take them like, oh, this is my treat, and I'm going to have one, and I'll eat half, and then I'll eat the other half, and
You can eat 5 at a time.
I have to be, because I don't know if I'm ever going to get them. And so I'm
Eat 5 at a time.
You know, the first time I ever experienced them, I was like, I'm angry.
You have to take the package, tear it open, and then just pour it down.
Pour it down.
I only do that
Can I
with the plain
take
ones,
this
not
off
the
of here?
It tilts on, whatever. There's a low one over there, you can tilt that around too.
Okay. The beer affects my... Okay. Tilting at Windmills, a Judge David Wynn-Miller poem. And most of my poems come with illustrations. I specialize in 115 different fields. I was the cook for Chemtron electrodes. I made super metals. The coefficient of expansion explains why, in 1988, I wrote the math interface on all metals. I proved that all metal is plastic, all glass is plastic, all plastic is plastic. My background is very unique. If you do enough research on me, you know that I was grown in a cloud chamber of argon. And this is another Tilting at Windmills. This is another Judge David Wynn-Miller poem. And excuse me if I'm not a mathematician, so excuse me if I mispronounce any of these words, because I probably will. A field is a commutative ring which contains a multiplicative inverse for every non-zero element. Commonly used fields are 1, the field of real numbers, 2, the field of complex numbers, and 3, the field of rational numbers. To avoid confusion, there are also 1, finite fields, and 2, fields of functions. Any field may be used as the scalar for a vector space. Every field is a ring, but not every ring is a field. Polynomials with coefficients in a field lead to impossibility proofs. Algebraic structures with notions of 1, addition, 2, subtraction, 3, multiplication, and 4, division satisfy. I'm not very good at math, obviously.
You lost me after the rational numbers.
Okay, I'm sorry. I still go to the Khan Academy if I want to upgrade my, which is a cute little site you can learn on that you forgot. Okay. This is okay. Okay. This one is a Lindsay Williams Pastor poem, "The Ides of March," which is coming up. Okay. This I wrote before. Okay. Anyway. Please have a pencil and paper ready. Did you catch that? Folks, please, it's not going to happen. Folks, the elite know what they are doing. Everything has already been decided behind closed doors. This is super powerful. 30 years ago, Mr. X began to leak this intel only once a year. Please, everybody in the listening audience, I beg of you to listen to my concern. May I say that we must take immediate action. America as we know it today is doomed. You have a time frame right now, a window of opportunity right now this minute. You are going to find it amazing. By the end of 2012, the dollar will be dead. First of all, do not pay any attention to the New York stock market. It means nothing. It is not an indicator of anything. I did not say the dollar would be non-existent. And you need to understand this. And again, please have that pencil and paper handy and write these things down. Put them beside your calendar. Okay. Now, 12 steps to prepare. Now, the first thing on my list, I beg you, you must prepare for the inevitable plunge protection team. Secondly, you need cash. Mark my words, you need to make preparations. Next, 401ks. Oh my goodness. You notice I'm not the youngest gal in this room. I have been told that when the dust has settled, you positively must have a roof over your head. The name of the game is control. I've been saying this for 35 years. Did you catch that? We are live. There is no future. You can take it. Here's another Lindsay Williams pastor poem. Okay. After the election. And of course, this also has an illustration that goes with it. Okay. I contacted my elite friends. The only way I know to describe the reply I got is the most startling thing that any person has ever heard. I was given 10 agendas that we can expect to face in the next 4 years' time. It took me 3 hours and 29 minutes to explain this. I have all 10 of the agendas in front of me. I will do the best that I can today. You are going to hear some expressions today that you've never heard before. I'm going to give you some buzzwords. Watch them happen. Secondly, please understand these words. I hope you're hearing these words. I was horrified. You are hearing all this Tommy rot. Don't pay an ounce of attention to it, and I'm going to give you the details. I have been given a formula so that you can know when the dollar is going to collapse. That's right, you heard me correctly. I have the formula right here before me exactly as it was given to me. Again, the limit is going to be suspended. Mark my words. As a result of this, you are going to see some very unusual things happen. Did you hear me say this? This is not going to take place instantaneously. If you give me enough time, I'm going to prove to you that the dollar is already dead. I'm going to give you the exact words. The rush to the exits is about to start. The dollar is dead. The chickens just haven't come home to roost. It's going to be massive chaos. There are many factors here I've got to cover. I hope you caught that. Folks, you've got to know the intricate details. It will curl your toenails. People, you positively must know the solution to all of this. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And, you know, you get to choose one that would appear in the book. And because I'm the, you know, non-poet math geek type, I'm like, send me the math one, or that last one, that was awesome. My husband there was thinking of being a mathematics, getting a mathematics degree. That's what dorks we are, so. I thought the math one was nifty and cool. And I thought the last one was cool. And, I want everybody to be prepared. We've got a phenomenal first-time reader here, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from Joffrey. So give it up for Joffrey. Come on up here and show your stuff.
I'll read 4. The one I gave you I'll read last. And that will be my choice for the chosen few. This one comes from reading about an Easter procession in Iowa or someplace. The title is a question: how might Ambrose sing of an armyless mendicant who enlisted Matthew contrary to tax collecting? 19 days before Hitler's birthday, April Fools, on a road paved with good intentions, parade between the church, a hierarchical inversion of Nazarene horizontalism, and the state, of which the Naz was the enemy. The parade led by a donkey with anti-party meaning for the Democratic Party, so that a son of man, allegedly of God, might show you how a king really looks like an anarchist.
Thank you, people.
Save any applause you have to the end.
Okay.
You might, any applause you might have to the end. The title of this one I use for as a kind of dating. Title: 4 days after suspected Jewish chauvinism suppressed saloon poets at the Cultural Center. At a time when nature is criminalized in the marijuana plant, harvest lands poisoned, campesinos poisoned, spray gunned, the First Lady shows us how to till a legal garden, as ground surrounding a basement wherefrom Martin Luther King was remotely assassinated, and who knows how many others. Hey, hey, oh LBJ, how many liberals do you kill today? In the Iran contradictions of policy, cultivating Afghanistan as a CIA poppy field, perhaps for the China white that may have overdosed my brother Antoine, and how many others enslaved since Rothschild profited from the Opium Wars. This next one is on page 2 at the bottom of the worksheet I gave you. It appeared on Jimmy Carter's Christmas tree. No title unless you use the names of Carter and his spouse over the lines. Mindless tax paying airlifts Christmas drone death defiles holiday joy in Gaza, Pakistan, Yemen. Hark! 1-800-2 697464. And this one I read at the Cultural Center 2 weeks ago. The title is Joy at Christmas. The epigraph is from Sherman Skolnick, who was reported murdered by Mossad 6 years ago last May. Report from anonymous source. New York City firemen, there were bombs in the building. Cyberspaceorbit.com. Crucial info evidence. Explosives toppled WTC. I gladly receive what I still call a Christmas card. My conserving, authority-wrecking atheism correlating the downtown uptick of big Jewish New York stores with downtick of battered holiday rhetoric for peace on earth. Gladly received from Bill and Levon, one of them a cop, and brought to the mailbox by the mug of Illinois' most famous poet laureate, the Pulitzer Gwendolyn, on first name basis in her time with the White House that bombed the Serbs for 69 days, not exactly the sex he had with Lewinsky, bombed Afghanistan, bombed Iraq, because it was the presidential thing to do, according to his mainstream media cheerleader from the CIA, privileged in the boob tube to frame bin Laden for embassy bombings, which, like 9/11, he did not do. Guess who? The saxophone playing White House, role modeling for the Obama or Obama by putting 100,000 more cops into a racist, murderous system that you pay me to come to my birthday party, White House, having first qualified to give house party by smuggling Contra Coke to the ghettos, addictively re-enslaved. That bastard great-grandson of John D., who all brightly killed tens of thousands of children Iraqi to meet the insatiable bloodlust of Israel. Mr. Brooks, who sometimes lost his identity to the laureated, was ready to kill door-bashing cops with military precision, if you credit him with being on the wrong side of pacifism. But that was theory, not pacifist practice. And this is about Gwen, who, it seems, never wrote a poem about war, and so much didn't like it when I did, and burnt the flag to make the point that she banned me from her house. And my sins against Satan were visited unto the whole group, her husband's group, denied her lit-promoting resources, group with which I met, banning all from the home space to the park, or some other exile on his turn to host. Her postage smile is stamped forever as she, crop tilted, looks out at me through glasses too weak to recognize me Last time I asked a question from her reading audience. She must have forgotten the voice too, and probably would not be pleased to bring me any joy, which she did, between one Israeli outrage and the next. Merry Christmas!
Woohoo! I didn't get a copy of that. Thank you. I'm like,
I didn't get that copy of that one, but and I am going to be probably positive that you don't have email.
I don't have email.
I didn't think so. So I'd have to figure out how to. And the thing is, I've got to put that Jewish star for the O's for the Obamas and figure out how I can do that on the thing. But I've got it, and thank you very much. And I'm trying to think of who else is here. Oh, I think there's this really cute guy over here. I really think there's this cute guy over here that's going to read some stuff, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for mini feature night. Give it up for Paul. Ryan, Paul, get it up here. What did you say, Master?
Vote for him, he's running for vice president.
I was wondering if I wouldn't be saying that. How terrible.
I lived in Wisconsin, I get that a lot.
Oh, gosh.
I moved out of Chicago a while ago. They still do it on Tuesday mornings, the first Tuesday of every month. They do the emergency tests. Can you hear the sirens?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I live in Huntley, and they really do it up. It's about 5 minutes.
Huntley?
And then the mayor gets on the microphone, he says, "People of Huntley, this has been a test."
Wow, you traveled far.
Emergency test. What horizon? Horizon tower. Tower horizon. What horizon? Skip step 7. Oil smoke in the cockpit. Trim for yaw. Is flesh what you grasp? These wires, nerves. Is the joystick more bone if the fingers that integrate? We're way up here, all fire is shades of blue. What horizon? Horizon tower. What command? What catalyst? What command? All vectors will soon meet ground. Will soon meet ground. Soon. What horizon? Pilot, leap from the airplane. Pilot, don't leap into the sky. Fall into the poem. I didn't write any songs, these are just pretty things. Here's my sniper. The sun's gleam grabbed lenticular discs, a failed rainbow on a string, are not to feel their dying bursts like a sniper in reverse. The soul of the sun stretched through screens, your bullets like a curtain rod, your death's tension, what you screw it on, the walls of the world you made. The window through the winter made a river made of glass. Oh, sniper, flowing through your scope, so calm is the moment you become, a box of stillness what you carry into the faraway trees. And the birds that leap and scatter, these birds who eat their wings, these colored discs of sun-lost things, where under them grind our dark chains. Oh, sniper, see a pretty girl. Oh, sniper, see a high bright kite. Oh, sniper, see my soldier running. There's a space the size of a dream, a stone 17 feet from my soldier, now you squeeze. This one's for Eric. This is Old Adam's Kiss. What shadow does your body harbor? What beast it hides? What mover the darkness beats under the folds of your clothes? What worm squirms between your breasts? What snake is that you're shaking from your cuffs? What bird who squawks and squawks that when I open your lapels has flown? And are you with me now? Now when you've nothing but what's behind you? Nothing even if I hold your hands and keep you from talking with my mouth. Is there nothing between us now but a single feather from your black wings? Is that enough? I'll try to get singing. You never talked to me. You never forgave me when I rescued you. You never said what you were going to say. You wear the monster skin you killed. Its eye holes are now your vents, and you calculate the cost of its parts. How much to take its meat up the hill? How much to steep into its sauce? How much to do to let the blood run out? How many words to fence the flow? 7 words. Blue 1, sky 2, cloud 3, grass 4, dirt 5, love 6 and 7. This is floodlight. Part of the State of the Union was about this. The light floods. It rises till we're blind. We tear up, but still the light rises. It would drown us, and intends to. The light wants a murdering done. A big old-fashioned murdering. Something Hitlerian. Something Pol Pot. Something like that. But the light's too light. I just rub my eyes. But the light pours on, and you hold your hand like an awning to your brow, and you say, I haven't had a good new mustard in a while. And I say, have you tried Coops? I think it's at the Jewel. And the light boils. The light intends to boil us like lobsters. And you say, oh, butter, I think I forgot the butter. And I say, I don't think I've ever forgotten the butter. Do you remember margarine? And you say, the light is different today. We pull our hands up to shade our eyes. How's Charlie with her crazy, I ask. 40 miles more, I mean in walking time, you say. And there's not a cloud in the sky. A better bunch, some sounds stretch a bunch of words, some telling, some songing, some singing, some on some nerve you got, singing where you shouldn't. I wear a full black cloth cape and suit and prowl this space, the alley where the words come space aliens, like I wonder what you said. The words come and they get away. Or on some grassy swell I find you sleeping, your mouth moving as you dream. My other eye, a bowl of sky, a rumbling, the murmur, the insistence of the saying, the airplane like displaying the spider's web. So how have you learned to fly? Suddenly, so many thousands of you stretch shining over the grass, to bed somewhere where time cannot dream. Just a tough start. So from sleep again, the light changes him. The light changes to wake his world, and in his eyes, like a worm in darkness, he makes the world of light. Or the word today, its mutable mantle on the wall he must destroy again to blow and breach, or beset by hangfire blues to eat it to his dust. Are some of the speeds he heeds the needs of his chemical sunshine addiction. Today he's got it bad, bad, bad. The other inject and warn him. Just weird. Pretty weird things. Another sky, the color of aluminum, a reflecting sky. This spring, under the belly of the death night, our mid-range passenger flight, whose horizon is just that, a pop of the light. And over the teeming winds, each one with a name no one can say. Passing, because we're always passing this way or that. A blurber, mottled mote, and the reflected note moving through an aluminum sky. Music is what's left, and nothing after that. Broken every time from my mouth, my words snap. My words snap, crack like they're snapped from a stainless steel clamp. The snapper being holy, whose silence answers me. This is my dilemma of time answering me. Time searching for its click. The click within me, breaking me, the broken me. I'll let this get my body, my body, my body.
I'm just going to rush right off and do that, but I'm going to, before I do it at the end of the night, because I usually do this right at the end of the night, is talk about future features. Actually, in 2 weeks, on February 27th, we got Virginia Hunt as our feature, which would be an awesome evening. And I think we should all come out and cheer her on, because she is awesome and she really has something to say, and I really love hearing her, so I really think everybody should come. And then March is the month for the Rapid Sleep Rovi combo, because on March 13th is Jamie and Ravasloot as our feature. She's going to be here tonight. Oh, and she's and Tom Ruby on March 27th. And in April, we've got Cotton Campbell. Oh my God, I loved hearing her when she was here before. Whenever I see her, she's awesome. And then, of course, in the end of April, April 24th, we've got GPA, the Poetic on Sub. I could go on and on and on, but you always get the list at chaoticarts.org/thecafe and find out all about the future features. Because a feature always gets a video link for a podcast, as do the open micers. And I was thinking, oh, should I just be doing periodic table poems and reading them off of a tiny phone? And I said, no, John, get me the book oeuvre, which is not a perverted word. It means something like the collective works of taken as a whole, collection of works, and that's what that is. So I thought I'd read some things from this, and I just started bookmarking things. So I'm going to start, what is this up here? Oh, I'm going to start with this one. The ones that I don't often read. This is a piece called Medication. I set my alarm for 4:30 instead of 5:30, so I could roll over, take a pill, and then fall back asleep. I'd leave 2 pills on the nightstand with a glass of water every night. I could feel the pain in my leg, my hand when I reached over to take the drugs. I'd feel it in my back, too, and sometimes in my shoulder. The water always tasted warm and dusty. It hurt to hold the pills in my right hand. I closed my eyes at 4:32. I hated that damn alarm clock. And taking the pills early still didn't help me with the pain any longer, make that pain go away before I woke up. I knew that, but I took them anyway. And I tried to fall back asleep, and I dreaded 5:30 when I'd have to move. At 5:40, I couldn't wait any longer. I couldn't be late. We couldn't have that. And so I'd finally swing my legs to the floor. I'd put on my robe and limp into the kitchen. The trip to the kitchen lasted for hours. And picking up the carton of milk from the fridge hurt like hell. This wasn't supposed to be happening. Not to me. Just pour the damn milk. I'd wipe the tears from my chin and sit down for breakfast. And the doctor doubled the dosage, and he was amazed that I needed to take this much. He told me to follow the directions strictly. Strictly. You can't take these in the morning the way you have been, he said. They have to be taken with food. But that doesn't help when I'm crying from the pain in the morning. But I can get an ulcer, he'd say. And I wouldn't want that. Of course not. I just wanted the pain to go away. Take 1 tablet 3 times daily with meals. Do not drink alcohol while on medication. Take with food or milk. Do not skip medication. Do not take aspirin while using this product. Do not operate heavy machinery. May cause ulcers. All I had to do was get through the mornings. The mornings were the hardest part. Just take a little more pain, and by the afternoon it'll all be fine. Just fine. An hour after the pills, I'd start to feel dizzy. I'd stare at a computer screen, and it would move in circles, back and forth. I wanted to grab that screen and make it stay in place, but then I'd look at my fingers, and they would go in and out of focus. I'd feel my head rocking back and forth, forward and backward. I couldn't hold myself still. I'd sit at my desk, and my eyes would open and close, open and close. Before I knew it, 10 minutes passed, and I remembered nothing. I could have been screaming for 10 minutes straight, and I wouldn't have known it. Or crying, or sleeping, or laughing, or dying. I had just lost 10 minutes of my life. Those were just taken from me, ripped away from me, and I could never get them back. And I could still feel the traces of the pain lingering in my bones. I'd sit up at night and stare at that bottle. It was a big bottle, as if the doctors knew I'd be taking these drugs forever. Hadn't it been forever already? I'd open the bottle, look at a pill. They looked big, too. Pink and white. what pretty colors. And then I'd think, if one tablet, 50 milligrams, could put me to sleep in the morning, could make me dizzy, could take away a part of my life from me, then think of what the other 36 could do. 1,800 milligrams. It could kill me. But I wouldn't want that. Of course not. I just wanted the pain to go away. But just think, the bottle isn't even full. May cause ulcers, may cause dizziness. Side effects may vary for each patient. May cause weight gain, may cause weight loss, may cause drowsiness, may cause irritability. Medication may have to be taken consistently for weeks before expected results. If effects become severe, consult physician immediately. I began to count. In the mornings, I took 8 pills, 1 multivitamin, 1 calcium pill, 1 niacin pill, 1 fish oil capsule, 1 garlic oil pill, 1 pink and white painkiller that I was special to have because you needed a doctor's permission to take those. Then I took diet pills, 1 starch blocker, one that was called a fat magnet, as if the diet pills worked anyway. But still, I took them. And then I'd have to watch the clock. It was, and I'd take a pink and white at 1 in the afternoon, a different pill at 5 o'clock, another pink and white at 6 o'clock, and then there was usually the sinus medications that I had to take every 6 hours in there too. Or was it 8 hours? I can't remember. I started to watch the clock all the time. I bought a pill container for my purse so that I would always have my medication with me. When I'd feel my body start to ache again, I'd look at the clock. It would be another 15 minutes before I had to take another pill. Thank you, sorry. That's been a long time since I've read that one. And I was thinking of this. Yesterday, not only was Lincoln's birthday, but it was also Darwin's birthday. And combined with tomorrow being Valentine's Day, I wanted to say that I love my husband very, very, very much. No, I do. And because he had a question about this, when he was first trying to understand the concept of poetry, I had to read this poem called New to Chicago. I'm still new to this city. I know, I've been here for years, but I haven't gone to the Sears Tower Observatory since my junior prom. But when I walk by the first Chicago building, with those beams along that north side sloping up, parabolic pillars curving up toward the sky, when I walk by that first Chicago building, I walk up along the side and lean up against one of those sloping pillars. Press my body against the cold concrete. Feel the cold against my chin, my breasts, my thighs. And look up along that curve, stretching up toward the sky. You know, those pillars look like racetracks, and I could see something come rushing down that curve. A matchbox car, a race car, a marble, a bowling ball, a 2-ton weight. I see the speed, the power, and it almost makes me afraid to look up. And every time I walk by that first Chicago building, I do the same thing. I do this little ritual, and it feels like the first time. Had to. This is a poem that I hope you like. It is called Death is a Dog. Death is an untrained little bitch. It pees on the carpet and it barks through the night, and it's always begging for scraps at the table, seeing what it can take from you when you've got your back turned, when you're not looking. And when you want it to heal, well, it never does. And it never rolls over. And it never plays dead. I know what it takes to die. It's not an emotional, rash decision. It's cold. It's calculated. It's a numbing void. But one day, it suddenly all makes sense. And from that moment on, you either look for it, or it looks for you. Death is an untrained little bitch, I tell ya. And I've been begging for it. But it never comes when you call. I leave a bowl of dog food and a bowl of water and a bottle of dried dog food out, and you know, I never see it eating. But when I check, the bowl is empty. And I still refill the bowl. And vacuum the dog hair that sticks to the couch and spray the air freshener in the living room, because no matter how hard you try, you can never get rid of the smell. Death is an untrained little bitch, I tell you. And what it boils down to this, you won't get along with her, and she won't get along with you. She'll claim her territory under the bed, eating your slipper while you try to sleep. And remind yourself that there are no monsters waiting for you to shut your eyes. You don't even have to worry about it. He's like, I'll give you, unless you want to give me money, but it's an open mic night with the features, open mic features, so yeah, you would, he's like, me, I thought he was just giving me, well, you're going to be reading,
But you don't have to give money for features, or is this for, no, what? Oh, jeez
Louise, what, did you want to read something, my darling? Because,
yes.
Well then, I've got one poem and then you're going to read, my darling. So we're going to have this added, I don't get names or anything last minute, right? I'm going to read this mini feature night. There was no, the feature couldn't come through, and so it's mini feature night. So I'm reading this one piece, and then this man's going to come up here and he's going to tell all about himself. And now I'm going to read this poem. And I'm reading it because Esteban Colon really liked this poem, so I just want to end on this one. This is, oh, by the way, for people who heard that I Know What It Takes to Die is a cold, calculated decision, I think I wrote this poem 8 days before I was almost killed in a car accident, which is so scary, spooky, that I happened to write that then, but nobody knows these things. But fine, this is a poem, the ending one for me, I'll be done. This is called Fantastic Car Crash. And our life is one big road trip now, and we set the cruise control and make our way down the expressway. And most of the time we're just moving in a straight line, and the scenery blurs. There's nothing to see. But I know it's inside of you, and I know what you're made of. There's no such thing as a calm with you. You are a fantastic car crash. You stop traffic in both directions as the gapers gawk and the delay grows as they all slow down and stare. Everything shatters with you, you know. It's a spectacular explosion. I try to duck and cover as metal flies through the air. And every time we leave the scene of the accident, I am left picking up the shards of glass from the windows. You know, the glass breaks into such tiny little pieces. They look like ice. It takes so long to pick up the pieces. And even though I'm careful, I'm still picking up the pieces. And I'm still on my knees. And the glass cuts into my hands and the blood drips down to the street. Think of it as my contribution to this fantastic car crash that is you, that is me, that is us. As I wipe the blood from my hands and wave my hand to the line of traffic. Go on ahead. Keep driving. This happens all the time. There's nothing to see here. He's going to introduce himself. We've got one more last minute feature guy. Come on up here. We've got just a few minutes. Come on up. Give this man a huge round of applause. Thank you. You want to buy this book, Bobby?
Not that one.
Well, all right, a book. Okay.
What's your name?
Janet. And what is your name?
Janet. Janet.
What?
Janet. No, I wanted to applaud my grandmother who actually had a Hallmark card. How about Valentine's Day? A Valentine could be a kiss, a ribbon, or a ring, a candied heart stuck with a dart, or any sort of thing. The present doesn't mean a bit. It's just the outward sign. It's the love that stands behind it. That's the real Valentine. Happy Valentine.
He's just coming up and reading the one piece. And thank you all very much. And for everybody that was a mini feature, except for Joffrey, because I'm going to have to figure out how to write that down myself. You can always get the feature schedule. There are a select few dates available at the end of the year, but I would look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, which would be February 27th for the Virginia Hunt feature. And thank you all so very much. Give yourselves a